Today we'll be talking about the challenges facing young people from low socioeconomic areas in the UK and abroad. Research has shown that the areas of concentration of minority ethnic groups tend to be more deprived. Income poverty rates for white UK people across the country are similar. However, ethnic minority are on an average of 40% more likely than the white counterparts. We're about to find out whether or not this research is absolutely correct. Is it that the youths, especially black youths, don't have enough mentors, people to look up to? Do you think that's why we're having an increase in this whole fiasco?
150%. I can speak for myself as well. Growing up as a young person, I feel if I had more guidance, I would have chosen different paths. Not that the path I'm on now is difficult or the wrong one per se, but I think I would have made better choices. I think. And I think the young people are calling out from that. In the last session we had with the young people, we had on the 27th of July, they needed to come up with a theme for the next hackathon. And what they decided on was education and mentorship. Mentorship being a big part of it. Because again, they've said, even if we have the degrees, it doesn't mean we know exactly where to go. We need the guidance as well. So mentorship is a huge, huge part of, trying to fix this problem.
Whilst it's amazing to hear that you guys are doing a great job, I guess the question I'll be asking you, based on the knowledge and experience you have, do you believe the government in those local areas are doing something?
Yes, I think it's a complex question, but I will restrict myself to 3 key main points. Number 1, of course, the government and the society as a whole need to acknowledge the disadvantaged environment and put resources and try to help these young people obtain better conditions. But number 2, I think we also need to instill a sense of hope and purpose. The fact is, based on my experience working with young people, what I usually tell them is, if you are born poor, it is an opportunity for you to raise yourself. If you are in a family where nobody has gone to the university, it's a wonderful opportunity for you to be the first to go to university. But we have lost this sense of educating our youth to strive, because no society, no family, nothing is perfect.
So do you think that, so what I'm hearing is a lot of the problem starts from the home?
There is home, but there is also the fact that the society as a whole has lost a sense of direction and the sense of purpose. As Desiree was saying earlier, it takes a village to raise a child. But if the society in which we are living hasn't really got the patterns that are ensuring and showing young people that they are values just as human beings, how can we actually teach them respect for human lives? And this is linked to the third point I wanted to make, that we need to teach our young people a sense of belonging. Those who are coming from ethnic minorities, a lot of us, we maybe unconsciously we teach our children to see this society as outsiders, as though they haven't got a stake in it. Many of us grow up here, we die here, we are buried here. This is our home. We need to make the most in terms of achieving what we want, but also leaving a legacy.
So I kind of like how we've tackled this, but as I'm hearing both of you, I sort of feel like whilst it's the society's responsibility, I almost feel like as an individual, if I was a youth, like you've clearly said, Sylvia, I should be thinking of how I can be better.
Exactly.
So I'd like to believe there's somebody watching this right now and is a youth and probably struggling because, you know what, I live in a community where it's disadvantaged. I don't think I can be any better than who my parents were. Now, I don't want them to feel that it's solely the responsibility of the society for them to get to where they need to get to.
Yeah.
Ultimately, they need to work on themselves as well. And I think there is this African culture proverbs that says, when you're born, you have to rebirth yourself, basically. So regardless of whether or not you've been born into a circumstance, you have to almost snap out of that. So let's talk about that a little bit. How can the youths, how can they help themselves? How can a youth watching right now help? What are the steps that they can take to help?
I think we are being a bit harsh. If you don't present models, patterns of behavior, how are they going to know what to take home? I believe
there may not be enough.
Yes.
Right. But there are models out there. There are a few people. Now, it could be a case where you can't relate to them because of their story and backgrounds are different. But there are still people that are out there doing stuff within the Black community that people can still look up to.
Absolutely. So that links to what Desiree said earlier, that we need to have channels and platforms where we linked the successful people with those struggling youths, because right now what I usually see in my experience is usually pockets of success. Of course, I can name successful Black designers, successful African filmmakers, successful African actors, and so on, and business people. But is there a sense of being able to connect to those people to help you choose a fantastic path in life? This is what I am saying. What we need are channels of education and also of enlightenment and also of fulfillment, that we know that whatever we achieve, we have to leave a legacy. This is what I think has been lacking in many of our communities. And it starts with the family, as you said, that if you are not teaching your children that through their success, they also contribute to the success of the family, how are they going to be able to value who they are? So it's a circle.
I agree.